Open relationships have boundaries, expectations, and rules. Most people fear and believe that open relationships is just anything goes, no rules, no expectations, and especially no boundaries. And the fear that they have, that you might have, is that, hey, boundaries are incredibly important in relationships. It's what makes you feel loved and appreciated and secure in the relationship. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Open relationships actually have a lot more boundaries, more rules, and more expectations. And it's not a bad thing. Remember that good rules, make you feel safer rather than less safe. The reason why you can walk out in public and not fear being robbed, mugged, or murdered is because there are rules against it. It's just a matter of what those rules are. If the rules are more inhibiting or freedom inducing or freedom facilitating or relationship love facilitating or not. And I argue that a lot of closed relationship rules and expectations and templates and platforms, closed relationships, facilitate a relationship not based on love, but based on other things like property and ownership and things like that. So it requires, I've said before, and mark my words, this is incredibly important, it requires more maturity rather than less to facilitate a successful open relationship. Why is that? Maturity is your advancement in any stage of a process, particularly when we're talking about open relationships. The advancement that you must have, the maturity you must have in your relationship is the maturity in being able to communicate, the maturity in being able to interrelate with people, and recognizing what they like, what they dislike, and communicating with them so that you can facilitate a better interrelationship. And furthermore, maturity, advancement in your relationship with yourself. What you expect of yourself, what you know to be true about yourself, where your confidence lies, and where your confidence does not lie, so you don't aggrandize and disappoint yourself every single time. And your ability to be able to communicate this in the relationship. So, all in all, does an open relationship have more boundaries or no boundaries? The truth is, the boundaries are different. There are more or less boundaries in the relationship, but it's just a matter of what the people who are individuals within that relationship, what their individual likes, wants, desires, and dislikes have in that relationship, that they can custom configure the boundaries in the relationship so that it suits them, rather as opposed to the people that follow the standard model of relationships, which they go into it without much maturity, and they go into it following a template which is not their own template, so it cannot work for them. They follow what is commonly accepted as to be true about relationships, and they say, this is how relationships are supposed to be, this is how I'm supposed to act, and I'm going to go into it presuming those things, and therefore they cannot be themselves. It's fundamentally not based on a loving relationship. So I'm going to give you an example. I thought about this. How can I communicate with you? How could I demonstrate to you what it looks like to be in an open relationship with more expectations and more maturity? I want to demonstrate to you what it could sound like, it could feel like, and what it could look like to communicate more rather than less in a relationship where boundaries are expected. So let me give you an example. Hey baby, open relationships is absolutely just amazing. It facilitates a lot of things that closed relationships don't have, such as love, unconditional love, my wanting for your happiness intrinsically to my own happiness, intrinsic meaning the same happiness I want for myself, I want that for you. And so it negates things like jealousy and ownership. And I want for you what is good, what you believe is good for you, what you like and you want to pursue, and your actualization. Actualization being you're wanting something to come into fruition and you're pursuing that. I want to be supportive of that because I love you. That's one of the aspects of open relationships. Unconditional love. My genuine wanting for your happiness, well-being, and gain and actualization, whether or not I'm involved. And Number two thing is open communication, our ability to be able to communicate about anything because there's no need to keep secrets. The only reason people keep secrets is because they can't communicate about a lot of things with their partner. We don't have that. I can communicate absolutely transparently with you. Hey, I would love to take that girl to bed. I would love to take that girl home. And you can communicate with me. Man, that guy is so cute. I would love to get his number. How can I help? And number three, non-judgmental acceptance. Our accepting each other for being the person that we are, with our own particular wants, likes, quirks, fetishes, kinks, desires, and goals, and facilitating that rather than following a cookie cutter template of relationship that we're supposed to follow because it's commonly accepted to be true. No, we are individuals. We have our own particular wants, likes, desires. There are things that we can communicate and connect, but there are also a lot of things that we can't communicate, we can't connect in, and that's completely okay. And each of our encouraging the other for pursuing those things with other people who we perhaps love, admire, and adore, and perhaps even want to take to bed. And cut. That's what it looks like to communicate about boundaries and expectation management and likes, wants, desires, and boundaries meaning what I don't like, what I would like to explore, what I do like, and what I would not like to explore. Those are things someone with maturity is able to communicate in an open relationship. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some example. Like this video, comment below, share your thoughts, and I will see you on the next video. Share this video with other people and make the world a better place for us.